Welcome to an exclusive This Is Awesome Wrestling Show sit-down interview with former WWE Hall of Famer Terry H. Terry, really appreciate you coming in studio for this interview. How are you doing?
You know, I'm doing all right, I guess, all things considered, but I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I appreciate you having me on here, brother, and I thought maybe we can push through this, but when things come crashing down, it hurts inside.
Terry, you've been on doing the media rounds, apologizing for what you said in a video that was leaked, and the transcript has been leaked a month ago. How are you doing? You've been basically scrubbed from the WWE Hall of Fame. You've been scrubbed from the history books. You lost your job. How are you feeling, and how have you been receptive by your fans so far these last few weeks?
Well, dude, one of the things is I went on Good Morning America, and the way I did, but this is more so for the wrestling fans. I mean, America is great, but I owe something to my wrestling fans. Look, I made a mistake, but I gotta be a man, and I can't let it slide, And I feel strong about right and wrong, and so it's just, even though I've been knocked down, and like I said on TV, I almost killed myself, I got something deep inside of me, and courage is the thing that's gonna set me free, brother. And that's why I'm here today with you two dudes.
I have to, before we move on, what you're saying really sounds familiar. Is that lyrics from a song, or is that? I just wanted to point that out before we continue.
No, not at all, dude. It's from the heart.
Terry, you said in your interview on Good Morning America that you use that word a lot in your daily language where you grew up, and people have responded, saying they either agree with you or don't agree with you with using the word. How do you feel with the people calling you out, basically saying, hey, what you're saying is not true?
Well, first of all, dude, you say the people, brother, and I want to remind you that the people belongs to The Rock, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank Dwayne Johnson for having my back, brother, because dude's been there for me, for Terry, real talk, Terry to Dwayne, and Dwayne's had my back, brother, and he is black, and it's cool. And that word, dude, has been thrown around all the time, and that's how I grew up lower income, much like you guys are based out of Cleveland, and there's not a lot going on there, brother. So you know what I'm saying. Right, dude?
Do you want your fans to forgive you?
Of course I want my fans, brother. There is no Hulkamania without the fans running wild. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all Hulkster on you.
Final question.
Hey, can we stop this real quick? Let me grab a call. Yo, what's up, my Yeah, what's up, dude? Oh, my nigga. Yeah, dude, I'm just sitting down here chatting with these two dudes. Oh, yeah, dude, just one of these bullshit things, brother, to get these fucking people back on my side. I mean, who gives a shit about, he said nigga, you know what I mean? Just say it all day long, brother. Yeah, I know, right? Can you believe that? I mean, dude, it's not like I murdered somebody, brother. All I did was drop an N-bomb. Can you believe that? I mean, fuck, yeah, I gotta go, dude. All right, brother. Later.
Terry, we're gonna.
Yeah, sorry about that call.
Yeah, we're gonna end the interview there, Terry. Thanks for coming in studio.
Well, dude, can I just?
No, I think.
I just.
Do you need a Kleenex?
It's really hard, dude.
Apparently, yes.
I'm sorry to Brooke. Again, my daughter, the love of my life. And the fact that she forgave me, and I am not forgiven me, dude. I'm not just this guy that slams giants or other dudes' wives in videos when they don't know they're being taped, brother.
Terry, we have to inform you that this is a live interview, and your phone conversation was broadcast.
What? What are you talking about, brother? No, dude, don't mess with me. Like,
Terry, we appreciate you coming in studio for this.
listen, I
this
appreciate
interview.
you dudes having me.
Yeah, and we look forward to maybe speaking you down the road. So thank you for coming in studio.
Yeah, hey, thanks so much. And again, listen, I'm sorry to everybody, all the races out there.
Apparently you
I
are.
apologize to all the white people. I apologize to I don't want to say what do you call Mexicans. I apologize to the Chinese, Asian eating group, and most importantly to all my black people.
Terry, thank you so much. Good luck to you after this interview. Good luck.
Thank you, dude.
And hope to see you in a TNA wrestling ring soon.
I love you, Hawkamaniacs, brother. Terry out.
Produced by the Cleveland Sound Radio Network. Here is the This Is Awesome Wrestling Show, hosted by Glenn Moore and Steve Guy.
Steve, if Ric Flair had his Space Mountain,
Woo!
what does Charlotte have? What would we call her? How do we say this without being any sexual innuendos, except for obviously Space Mountain is one. But what is the sexual innuendo for Charlotte if Ric Flair has Space Mountain? It's a good question. I threw this out on social media. Got some response.
It's pretty dirty.
It is. Well, it's.
I don't want to
runs in
think
the
of
family.
Charlotte like that.
It runs in the family.
But she does do it with Flair, I would imagine.
She does, but she has to have it. What do you think it should be? What is hers? If you're basically saying with the Space Mountain, what would Charlotte have?
She would have the double loop.
Okay. Here's a couple of answers I got. Twin Peaks?
Yeah. The Big Dipper?
An anthill?
Oh.
And when it came up, Death Valley.
Because of vaginas. Cavernous.
So those were the few that I got off of social media, but I just want to throw that out there because I'm sure she's going to go through a Ric Flair, phase of promos because she hopefully can cut a decent promo in a few years.
Yeah.
If she had to come up with a gimmick similar to her dad had, what would be her sexual innuendo? It's a good question for you.
That is a good question.
That could be your homework for next week.
I'll think about that.
Also for the homework for This Is Awesome Wrestling Show listeners, if you can come up and tweet at us at our Twitter, at TIA Wrestling is our Twitter name. Follow us, tweet at us. We tweet during Raw and also pay-per-views.
I'll
and
have to
sometimes
go back
SmackDown.
and watch Ric Flair promos so that I can get a really good feel in the manner of which he says it.
Yeah.
That way. You know what I mean? Because it's got to be about the feel.
Literally, the feel. All right, let's jump right into it. Raw was last night, obviously. We're going to talk about that, but a lot of big news out of the ring. Obviously, we had our Terry H.H. back on the show to start the show. Very interesting interview.
That was good. You did that while I was at work today.
Yeah, Steve, it's tough to schedule these interviews without you.
That's fine. I mean,
yeah, it is what it is.
It happens sometimes.
But Terry, Hulk Hogan, Good Morning America interview, apologizing for what he said, basically begging for forgiveness, even got a little teary-eyed.
He did.
Great acting skills. This is the best acting he's ever done.
What about when he was Mr. America?
And also, we're going to talk about the shooting outside the Performance Center, NXT, and deranged fans. We're not those.
We are not.
No. And also, we're going to talk about Seth Rollins, his girlfriend, getting fired for being racist herself.
Oh, man.
So a big week of wrestling
After
news.
sitting front and center at NXT TakeOver.
And she just became a valet for Solomon Crow. It's not looking good for Seth Rollins.
I wonder how his ex-fiance feels about it.
Maybe he'll go back to her. I mean, what? He's not,
I don't think she's going to take him back.
I don't think so either. But do you think Seth Rollins now will go find a new chick? She's not going to be on the road with him anymore. Probably can't go into any WWE backstage anymore. She's probably barred from it. He should probably go to like events and stuff, like parties. But like, I mean,
he'll find somebody on the roster.
yeah, he'll find someone else. Who would that be? Some new NXT girl coming.
Oh yeah.
You'll be all right. Seth Rollins will be okay.
Go get him a. I mean, wait, I can't say that yet. We need to cut that out.
Oh God. Mark that.
All right. I need a girl that they just.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be that new Asian lady they just signed.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'll go to the other extreme. Because WWE's got to prove that they're not a racist.
Yeah.
Like, Seth, we're going to need you to send nudie pics to the Asian girl that we just signed.
All right, so a lot of news to hit it. And obviously we hit on Hulk Hogan early on. We talked about this before the show. People have voiced their opinions on social media. What's your initial reaction from watching Hulk go on his apology tour now?
I love the fact that he still put over his match with Andre the Giant.
Oh, slamming giants, brother.
Slam giants. I thought you can't say you're from a certain area specifically and then pretend like nobody else in the world is going to know when clearly you're one of the biggest names ever in entertainment.
Right.
And you're on one of the biggest morning shows in the world. They're obviously probably tuned in.
Don't believe him, brother.
So somebody's going to be pissed. Yeah, I don't really know. Stupid. He comes off stupid, doesn't he?
It comes off as, yeah, I said it. I'm sorry I got caught more than,
I didn't know it was being
I'm not
taped.
racist.
I didn't know I was being taped.
Yeah. That's a good Hulk Hogan impression. That's pretty
Thanks.
good.
I try to practice.
Yeah, so I mean, it comes off as like a guy that, is just basically, begging for forgiveness, trying to get his job back. I mean, I think down the road this will be, blow over. Fans will accept his apology and he'll be back in WWE because he is Hulk Hogan. I mean, he'll be back in WWE.
How many things can he do wrong and still come? Like, there's the whole steroid era.
Right.
And going to the court with that. Then there's the sex tape, and there's the racist thing on the sex tape.
What else is left?
It's kind of,
his family killing people.
Killing people, yeah.
With the car racing. I mean, a scandal follows this guy everywhere.
Son, I mean,
a lot of wrestlers, behind the scenes don't like him. Back from WCW days.
Look, as much as I loved Hulk Hogan growing up, maybe there was a time and a place.
What is next?
He just needs to sit at home, I think.
No, he can't, because then he's gonna look in the
Then
mirror.
he's gonna want to kill himself.
Can't. He's gonna have. Maybe TNA will hire him.
Maybe AIW will.
Hey, that'd be great.
Yeah.
We could have the real Hulk Hogan on the show anytime we wanted.
We already do. We have a good rapport with him.
Yeah,
he really opens up to us.
Oh yeah, really, a lot. But yeah, it's been interesting to see what happens in the future. But the whole 3-minute interview, 4-minute interview,
that was something else.
Yeah, it was. Hey,
my
you come
favorite
down
part,
here and do an interview with me.
Of course, my favorite part is he says we threw around that word like it was nothing. We were like, "Good morning, so and so," as if that's how somebody says it.
Yeah.
Good morning, and then drops an N-bomb so pleasantly.
While he's sipping his Starbucks, and they had Starbucks coffee back then.
Yeah.
Hey, no, come on, Terry.
It's like you're watching Boys in the Hood, and everybody rolls out onto the porch. Oh, good morning.
It's very, very it's a weird kind of thing to see. I mean, also he's doing the fake. Come on, those are fake tears. Come on, Terry. Come on.
You want to stop for a minute. That's all.
Come on.
You just want to stop.
It's funny how
Brooke choked him up.
Usually when they tell people, like, hey, stop the interview, they do a clean cut, and then they come back when he's all composed. He said to stop. Literally 2 seconds. It didn't cut the screen. Like, it was the same shot. And he goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Starts smiling. Like, come on, dude. At least make it more real.
Maybe it was just a really good cut.
I don't think so. We can call our boy Chris Van Vliet, who's in the TV business, about those cuts. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think that whole tier thing was kind of, and how many outfits how many color schemes does Hogan have? 2, black and white and red and yellow, right?
That's it. That's all he's got.
I like how he went to the bad guy NWO colors.
Yeah.
But,
That's actually the Thunder in Paradise Hogan colors right there.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Thunder in Paradise. Sorry.
But hey, we'll see what happens. But it's just funny how he's now on the apology tour and going to try to get his job back. And
yeah, I mean,
one
worked
more
out for
match,
us.
brother. One more match, brother.
Hulk Hogan squash match against the New Day, meaning they squash him. Is that the only acceptance?
No. Come on. You know Hogan's going over in his final match ever.
Oh.
You know Hogan's going over. Speaking of putting people over, we're going to get to Sting and Triple H shortly.
Wow.
Other news, really quick before we get into Raw. The deranged fan that gets shot at the WWE Performance Center. Just a weird story. This guy has been stalking Lita for a while. Has had numerous run-ins with the law.
Understandably so.
Oh, I'm not big. I'm not.
Amy's
a big,
attractive.
I don't think she is. Back in 90s. Yeah. Now.
All right. Fair enough. Fair.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of divas where this guy can fall, obsessed with.
I'd still
Why
take her on
Lita?
Space Mountain.
I know he would.
Yeah.
You'd probably get the senior discount, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But I'm not like. This guy has been a big Lita fan. He's posted some weird social media videos. He was kind of excited about getting shot at, according to the police report. This guy has made numerous trips to the Performance Center, has smeared feces and urine on the Performance Center, which kind of sums up the WWE universe, how they feel about the product.
Was it Matt Hardy?
No, it definitely wasn't Matt Hardy.
No? Okay.
All this guy wanted to be was a WWE wrestler. If you want to be a WWE wrestler, you're doing it all wrong. Smearing feces and urine
yes.
on Performance Center is not going to grant you a ticket into the center.
We'll have to check with John Thorne. That might be part of the training process. I don't know. Next time we talk to Thorny or Johnny Gargano, we'll have to ask if the smearing of feces. It could be. It could be part of the wrestling training process, and we just don't know.
Maybe it's like it's a what do they call it? It's a rib.
Sure.
It's kind of like, hey, meet me at the ninth green at midnight.
Exactly.
It's like one of those things. I know one guy that would fall for that. Frankie Flynn would fall for that.
No.
You know Frankie Flynn has smeared his own urine and feces
no.
at AIW wrestling.
Absolutely not. He's too smart for that.
You know he's
way too smart for that.
You know Frankie Flynn's like, oh, okay.
No. Frankie Flynn did not smear.
Frankie Flynn.
You're smearing Frankie Flynn right now, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate you smearing Frankie Fantastic, the man coming from Broadway all the way to Cleveland. And I don't mean Broadway, the street in Cleveland. I mean Broadway, the bright city lights of NYC.
Parma.
Gracing us with his presence in Cleveland at AIW. Don't you smear him.
It's literally smear. Do you know Frankie Flynn's a racist?
Stop it. Stop it. Don't you take him down.
I'm just kidding.
Or his
Frankie
career's ever
Flynn's
built up.
Frankie Flynn's a nice guy.
He is a very
He's a
nice guy.
I'll give him that, but when it comes in the ring,
it's fantastic. Just as his Twitter handle says.
Other news, Seth Rollins, his girlfriend now is busted.
She's a racist, speaking of.
Posting Hitler propaganda.
My goodness.
Nazi propaganda from 3 years ago. You know, fans will delve in and find stuff on your social media. Even if you tweet out Instagram stuff from 3 years ago.
Look, I don't see the big deal in Hitler. It's just like Hulkster said. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody deserves a second chance.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Yeah, that's right.
So she's fired.
She is.
So Seth Rollins, his girlfriend's gone. She was just going to be a valet for Solomon Crow this past weekend, and now she's fired, so I'm sure Seth will move on to the next girl.
Maybe Seth planted it because he's already moved on to the next girl.
I don't know, but Seth is a good guy. I like Seth. He's a good guy. But
I'm not saying he's a bad guy.
No, is he a good
well, he's
guy?
A bad guy on TV.
Is he a bad guy, or is he a good bad guy, or a bad good guy?
I don't know.
But yeah, so there's your news out of the ring. And we're 14 minutes into the show, and we haven't talked about Raw at all. But Raw did take place last night.
Well, I think that Raw, when it's 15 minutes into the show, doesn't talk about Raw at all.
We forget. Oh,
okay. Hey, now. Try to steal my
I
Coca-Cola
need
provided to us for dinner from Chipotle again. Thank you, Chipotle. At Chipotle Tweets.
Every week. Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Superfly.
I thought there's a
Jimmy Snuka.
Isn't there a, statute of limitations when it comes to, or is that not for murder?
Don't think it's necessarily for murder, because they could find new evidence.
Right. Which they did.
Which they did.
And 1983, murder of his girlfriend. He has been charged with. He got arrested today. He's released on bail, and they're going to have a formal, I think, press conference in the coming days announcing what the new evidence is and why they arrested him. But, I mean, I was born in 83, so I'm a product from 1983. It's imagine how Jimmy Superfly Snuka has gotten away with it for, 32 years.
Well, I think he got away with it one time, and he didn't think he'd come back 32 years later.
Well, I'm thinking 32 years.
I don't think that every single year he sat there and be like, wait a minute.
Is this the year?
Brush this aside. Hey, somebody brings it up. He's like, no, you didn't hear that.
I'm not sure I didn't do it.
Yeah, that didn't happen for 32 years, did it?
But, so...
Jimmy, they got this new piece of evidence. Go get it. Go get it. And then finally they got one before he did. I don't know.
Do you think that the WWE will strike him from the record books?
Due to their past with people in these horrific situations that have done something criminal, such as murder.
Such as?
I think so, yes. Probably is the answer.
Does that start with wiping away his seed in Tamina Snuka?
I don't know. That's a great question, right?
I mean, that's where you would start, right? I mean,
because she obviously is her own person. She clearly had nothing to do with that.
Or did she?
No, she wasn't even... Was she alive?
No, but she can continue to hide the evidence.
And...
It's like one of those secrets.
It just... No, I mean, I understand if they do because of the backlash, right?
Right.
Because by having her out there, you're still promoting the family name, and every time she's out there, you reference it. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you do? Poor Tamina.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for her.
Obviously, I mean, aside from the young lady's family who's involved in all this for the last 32 years,
Superfly.
Next most affected person outside of that, the people directly involved, is probably Tamina, and that sucks.
Yeah. Probably won't use her name anymore. Won't say, daughter of...
Should probably just be Tamina.
Is he a WWE Hall of Famer? Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure he'll probably be out of the Hall of Fame. Just won't recognize him if he does, obviously being accused and charged with something is different than being found guilty. So I'm sure they're going to see how they plays out, but they were pretty quick to get rid of Hulk with the...
All he did was say an N-word.
Yeah. That's all
I know
he
I
did.
say all, but... I mean, when you put it into perspective.
Yeah, a person died.
Yes.
I mean, a person is not on this earth anymore.
Probably covered up.
For 32 years. It's a little more major than, one's beliefs, which is not popular in the public eye. Still, a person is not on this earth. A family was affected for years and years. And now they're just going to get justice because, like I said, Jimmy Superfly Snuka has just been charged. So now, 18 minutes in, buddy. Now we can talk about Raw.
Did that happen this week?
Yeah, that happened, yeah.
Oh.
It was a terrible show, I thought, in my opinion. But
so here's what happened on Monday Night Raw, folks. We understand that the Authority is basically the modern-day version of the corporation. And you always have to do a modern take. You got to evolve, so to speak, right? Evolution, if you will. And when the corporation was around and Vince McMahon was in charge...
Okay.
You had the Kiss My Ass Club.
Right.
Now, with Triple H in charge, you have the Blow My Dick Club. And apparently, if you lose to him, you have to blow Triple H.
Well,
and therein was Sting's promo at the beginning of Monday Night Raw. To sum it up.
he was not backstage at Raw because he was in Orlando for the shooting and taking care of business that way. But if there was a conversation between these two, these Sting and Triple H, saying, "Hey, what am I doing this week? What do you want me to say?" And Triple H's like, "Well, you're gonna put me over. You're putting me over. We're gonna have you.
I got a match coming up with Seth Rollins, and we're gonna need you to put me over. The way it sounds too much like Macho Man. I'm just gonna stop it. More Macho, less Triple H.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, folks.
But I mean,
I'm just getting them all mixed up right now.
Sting loses to Triple H at WrestleMania. He hasn't been seen since, and then he wants a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. Comes out on Raw. Hey, Sting is going to start Raw. First time ever Sting is starting a Raw, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and he's
comes out
going to talk about Triple H.
And he's just putting over Triple H to the extreme. Yeah, Triple H is the man. Seth Rollins is only half the man that Triple H is.
Which is too many mathematics for me to wrap my head around without Scott Steiner being present.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't hear any sirens, but Glenn, I think this is a good time.
Good time?
I think there's a couple things that we need perspective on in general. We need a certain person's opinion on. We're going to call Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
Well, we did skip last week because we had a good conversation going.
We did.
But we're going to call him this week.
And I'd like to get Scott's take on, well, one, if he answers. Now we have so many questions. This is the best week ever to call him. If he answers the phone, we're going to need to know, is he going to go to the Hall of Fame next year, since Terry's probably not going to? And how does he feel about Sting putting over Triple H? Because he hates Triple H. He might love him some Sting. Well, another week.
Another week.
No response from Big Papa Pump.
One of these weeks, one of these times, he's going to answer or call back. I just have this feeling that's going to happen. But yeah, the promo was basically Sting putting over Triple H to the extreme and saying why he wants a championship match. I don't get it. I don't get why to put Sting. He hit his winning percentage in WWE is 0-0-0. He's 0-1. Triple H and Sting shook hands, so you think that it's over. It's just bad. I don't get it. I like
that he talks about how much respect he had for Triple H, and then he goes into bash Seth Rollins and the Authority. The Authority is Triple H.
Yeah, I don't get that. This seemed to be a very, very poorly written script by the writers for this.
I was getting so many mixed signals.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. And then you have at the end of the show, Stephanie coming out, giving Rollins on their Are they going to have Triple H versus Rollins, or who's going to be the face? Who's going to be I don't. It's so confusing right now. What is Sting? Is Sting with Triple H? It's going to be revealed that he's like a bad guy, or is Triple H a good? I don't know.
Yeah, how I feel about Sting are my emotions of Bill Cosby and Hulk Hogan right now.
Yeah.
Who are they really?
Who are they?
Are they
really?
this guy that I think he is, or is it this? I don't know.
Is he a bad guy?
Is he a bad guy? Good guy?
Is he a bad good?
How is it all going to end?
Or is he a bad guy?
I mean, I just don't know.
But it's cool to see Sting in the WWE for the title. Don't like it. I will buy in Seth Rollins wrestling twice. In the pay-per-view. I will definitely buy in. He'll have a great match with Cena, and then he'll have to work very hard to work with a Sting that can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of shape he's really in.
Okay.
He's got to be in better shape now than he was at WrestleMania,
but
obviously.
Dude, go back and watch...
6 months later.
Go back and watch RVD versus Sting in TNA. How terrible that match was.
Yeah, but that was how long ago now?
He's gotten older. I'm sure you don't improve with age, Steve.
No, but, I mean, you can get in better shape. You could still be...
Hogan's in great shape.
You could be in worse shape. You know what I mean? You could be in.
I don't know.
You could have been in. What if he was in some of the worst shape he was ever in for that RVD match?
But
it wouldn't take much. Just because he got older, it doesn't mean you can't get him in better shape.
But Seth Rollins is a guy that's
tell that to Barry Bonds.
Well, when you're injecting yourself with
allegedly.
Yeah. But with Seth Rollins is a guy that needs to, likes to fly around.
Yeah.
Can Sting keep up with that for a main event of a pay-per-view?
Yeah,
I
can
don't
he
know.
gorilla press slam?
Are they going to have? Do you know what's going to happen? A lot of run-ins. You're going to have a ref bump and then a ton of run-ins.
Many run-ins.
You're going to have DX come out. NWO Wolfpack is going to come out. Flair's going to come out.
This is probably the point where
You're going to have the X Factor come out.
You probably start the Triple H Sting feud at this point, right?
But
I mean,
for
Triple
what?
H Seth Rollins feud.
Yeah, but where does that culminate? WrestleMania? TLC? Royal Rumble?
I don't know. Royal Rumble probably could be a good point
For the
that.
title?
No, it can't be for the title. I don't know. Do you have Sting win the title just so you take it off of Rollins and you can continue with the Triple H Rollins feud?
I got a thing for you.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what happens. Cena wrestles Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Rollins retains the U.S. title belt, but Cena does a number on him. Rollins is, gassed.
Right.
He wrestles Sting. Sting wins the title.
And then Sheamus comes out with Money in the Bank.
And then Sheamus comes out,
So I was just thinking, yeah.
cashes in, and Sheamus walks out of Night of Champions as your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
But then does Sting have to wrestle him?
I mean, he gets the rematch probably, well, I don't know, maybe down the road. But
Yeah.
But, I mean, Sting can say that he was WWE Champion for 3 minutes.
Right.
Sheamus gets the title, and then you move on from Rollins to Triple H without the title being involved. So you have that, and Triple H can put himself over on Rollins, of course.
Or the Authority makes Sheamus the new champion, just the same way that they made Randy Orton.
And there was no Sheamus on Raw. There was no Randy Orton on Raw either. But both guys wrestled in the dark match after Raw.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I don't get that. Have you seen the photos of Sheamus dressed as Rocksteady?
No.
Yeah, there's photos now of this movie set. He's going to be in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie as, I think, Bebop or Rocksteady. Rocksteady, yeah.
Right?
I think so.
I don't know.
But there's photos. There were some photos out now. He actually looks pretty cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, he has his mohawk is actually combed over, split.
Yeah, that's why he has the mohawk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's all coming together.
I like how it's not as red anymore. They kind of made it a little bit darker color.
Yeah.
It's not as hey, I'm a ginger. And I don't like how people make fun of his skin either. Announcers say how
pale he
white.
is.
That's racist.
It is.
Because if you say
can't say how dark somebody is.
Exactly, but you can say how pale a guy is. That's racist, dude. Be a star. Be a star.
Yeah, they're picking on him.
All right, so we had Divas matches.
That's why he became a heel.
Yeah, we had 3 Divas matches this week. Beat the clock. There is no way to highlight this Divas Revolution than putting him in the least amount of time matches on a Raw. So you had Sasha Banks versus Paige, Charlotte versus Brie, and then Alicia Fox versus Becky Lynch. All awful matches.
Well,
terrible. One lasted a minute 41.
You know why it's called Beat the Clock, right?
Because it's quick.
Yeah, but
oh boy, oh boy.
It's a win-win for the WWE.
Why?
Because they're like, okay, we can only give X amount of time to these divas because despite what we're saying Diva Revolution, let's still only give them X amount of time. But how can we get more matches into that X amount of time? And you beat the clock overall.
Yeah.
You beat the clock on their total segment limit.
And basically, they did, a person puts a graphic out there every week, amount of time, there's promos, there's in the ring. The Divas amount of time they were in the ring last week was equal to this week's time, and they were, really the highlight of the show, this Beat the Clock. But really, it was the same amount of time, percentage of the show was given to the Divas. So
the Divas clearly are not equal.
Clearly. And the matches were shit. There were terrible matches. Brie looked awful against Charlotte. Alicia Fox, terrible. And then you had Sasha Banks wrestle Paige, which is a great match. These two have great chemistry.
I love the point that was made was why do you have Sasha Banks just being pulled out? First of all, why do you have that match set up in general when they just put on a 15-minute match previously?
Yeah. And then you make Sasha look weak by pulling her out of the ring. I think Sasha, she has had that concussion from NXT TakeOver from Brooklyn.
Yeah, but then don't make her be in it.
Yeah, put in Naomi or something.
But I mean, you can have Sasha be out there. Sasha should have been the one to pull Naomi out.
Right.
And that puts her over even more so as a heel. Because,
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I could fight in this. No, Naomi, you go ahead.
Here's
and
the
then
thing.
the whole point of that match was just to piss off Paige.
Here's another thing, too. You see Paige kind of upset after Charlotte wins the Beat the Clock. She's going to be number 1 contender.
Yeah.
And, at first Paige didn't want to, celebrate. She was kind of pissed. So my thinking is Paige turns heel, attacks Charlotte and Becky. Sasha comes in for the save. And then Bayley comes to the main roster. And you got the 4 horsewomen going against the Bellas, Alicia Fox, and Paige.
Survivor Series?
Hey, that would be excellent.
That'd be sweet.
And then Naomi, Tamina's going to be off TV because of her dad.
Yeah.
And Naomi, Usos may come back, and then Uso, whatever, she may Usos again. Be with the Usos.
Maybe
whatever.
Natty Neidhart will be back by then.
I hope not.
Why? Natty's a fantastic female wrestler.
But she's not. No, she doesn't deserve to be in the Divas Revolution. There's too many cooks.
She wouldn't be with the 4 horsewomen. I'm saying you could put her on the other side.
No, it's too many right now.
You wouldn't rather see Natty Neidhart in the mix than Brie Bella. In that
true.
Survivor Series
but
match.
The thing is, Natty has no personality herself. It's not like you're upgrading.
But you could do something because
Like
she started coming along as a little bitchy heel, even though she's super sweet, when she was with Tyson and Cesaro.
But she plays off of them, and those guys were the stars, not her.
Well, and I think she still can. I mean, she can do it. Have you watched Charlotte and Natty that match when Charlotte won the NXT Women's Championship?
They need to have. I don't want Natty being on a team. I want one-on-one. If she does like one-on-one matches, okay.
Well, right, but I mean, for Survivor Series purposes,
Yeah,
I would rather showcase the women who can really wrestle, because then you're just going to get some sort of crap squash thing again that we've been watching for the last month and a half.
Let's push the girls that have come up and push them more than divas who've had their chance to set their mark and have dropped the ball.
Poor Natty, she didn't drop the ball.
She dropped the ball.
Her opponents did.
She didn't grab. She didn't. No, didn't grab the brass ring. All right.
She did. She was with the Brass Ring Club.
How do you like Dolph Ziggler in pants?
How do you like your Dolph Ziggler? This segment brought to you by.
How do you like Dolph Ziggler looking like an '80s character, and then
or like
Lana
Shawn
looking
Michaels
like
from the
1985
from the Rockers?
Yeah. How do you like that? And Lana looking like an '80s prostitute.
Kelly Kapowski.
'80s prostitute.
Reminds me of. That's why we tweeted it.
'80s prostitute.
Who wore it better?
'80s prostitute. Trashy hoe.
What is going on there?
And what is with Summer Rae going in the locker room, and then Summer Rae giving me a full chub, talking about all these sexual innuendos.
Whoa, easy there.
I mean, it's true.
Hello, ladies.
Then you have Ziggler.
I feel like we reverted back to
attitude era. You had Ziggler
era,
almost doing a wardrobe malfunction on
Yeah.
You saw his tan line. You almost saw everything, dude. Like,
well, we've seen his tan line on television before.
But this was close.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there.
Crazy.
It's weird.
But it's nuts. And I was hoping they wouldn't address it.
Almost was nuts.
And they keep addressing it during Raw too. They kept addressing it and going filling in. I think since this was in Tampa where Hogan's at, I feel like all these segments they had planned for Hogan being in Tampa,
they just did fillers.
They just fillers with Lana and Summer Rae and Ziggler. Like all these segments set away for Hogan and being in Tampa. I'm home, brother. And this Ziggler, pull your pants. Being a towel. Summer Rae is gonna talk dirty to everybody. There you go.
Yeah, I
don't get it.
The whole thing's very confusing. What are we getting into here? A tag team match? Is Lana allowed to wrestle? Is she not?
Until she's cleared, I think you'll just see her, attacking here.
So this is going to result in a mixed tag, and that's going to end it? I mean, we keep watching Ziggler and Rusev wrestle, and no finish. And,
no, it's boring.
Yeah, I mean, so what's going to happen?
Mixed. I don't even know. I wish they would move on. How do you feel about...
I mean, I haven't looked at rumors. Is there something going on with Ziggler and Lana at this point?
I don't know.
It'd be more interesting if there was real-life stuff. I mean, WWE has them going kayfabe. They're smooching in front of Disney World.
I was going to ask you. Lana and Rusev are an item. They live together.
Sure.
They are a legit couple. And then you have Ziggler and Lana kissing, full blown tongue and everything.
You can't tell tongue from a picture.
Oh, come on, dude. Come on. You and I know Ziggler, the player that he is. He's slipping tongue in kayfabe, dude. Oh yes. Nick is slipping the tongue.
Oh.
Come on. He went to St. Edward. Of course he's slipping the tongue. And then, so what if you're Rusev, you're seeing photos, dude, like, how do you feel?
He probably took it. To be honest. Hell, it was probably his idea. They're probably sitting there, and they're all hanging out at Disney World, and he's like, "You know to be great kid, Fib."
No, it's probably he doesn't speak with that accent.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
But they would be like, what? Oh, we got this. Nick would be like, dude, you see this memo from WWE? It says, R.E. Ziggler Lana kiss photos. Please kiss in front of the Magic Kingdom. Send these to WWE social media. Oh. Rusev, come over here and take some photos. We gotta do some photos. Rusev probably took them.
He's probably walking around holding on to Lana's phone. Gets the text message.
Yep.
Lana.
Yeah.
We must take photo.
Do you think Lana wrote Rusev? It's like, no, give her some tongue.
Yeah, he probably give him the wink. Yeah. He probably was like, do it again.
Do it again. You can do it. Go ahead.
He picked out the filter.
Yeah, he did. Everything. This looks good. X Pro whatever that one. Yeah. Rusev probably took the photo. Oh, it's terrific. Oh man, yeah, but something has to happen with that feud. There's something has to, whatever. Other things happening on Raw. The Dudley Boys, their first Raw match in 10 years.
One of the most exciting tag teams ever and most entertaining. Pairing them up with the New Day, the most entertaining thing right now.
Right.
How can you go wrong with this?
And I like how, they gave us Dudley's versus...
I mean, it's WWE, so you can't...
Yeah.
Sorry.
They gave us Dudley's versus New Day right off the bat. There's no tease.
Thank goodness.
But they did tease the 3D through a table. They're not going to give us right away.
How good is Xavier Woods?
Oh, it's just amazing. He had his Vigo haircut going. Vigo from Ghostbusters 2 with the whole hair mullet thing going. He was combing it, standing over Devon, combing his hair. The dude is just gold. They bring a table out with bubble wrap, the last table in the arena, wrapped in bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap.
This is just, if they ever split these guys up, there has to be a damn good reason.
Yeah.
Because this can live on forever, this comedy.
They're fantastic. And they put on good matches. They're entertaining to watch in the ring as well.
Yeah,
They're
Kofi.
outside the ring, entertaining inside the ring. And, yeah, Kofi's phenomenal, obviously. Xavier Woods is a fantastic wrestler. Of course, you have Big E as the muscle. You got to get your power spots in. So, I mean, they're just so much fun. Even if you want to hate them.
You can't.
You got to acknowledge it's like when you hated Edge and Christian, but then come out and do the pose. And you're like, all right, this is pretty good.
It's like when Edge and Christian, they're over, everybody loves them, and then they come out like we're in West Virginia, and they do a pose and they have the fake teeth and like the banjo, making fun of the crowd, but everybody loves it. It's like New Day does that. They're over, everybody loves New Day, but they're making fun of the crowd, but everybody loves it. It's they're mocking the crowd, but yeah, New Day is. It's
like it goes along with the history of why you loved somebody like The Rock,
right?
When he would first come out, and that's pretty much how they developed. You know what I mean? You think about that, and I think I've used that example. I've wanted to see that done with people before, but the New Day really did develop in the same way that The Rock did. New Day comes out, and you think about it, Rocky Maivia being this over-the-top, charismatic, super positive, energetic guy, and that's what the New Day was supposed to be, super positive, and everybody hated it, and they crapped all over it, just like they did Rocky Maivia, and then from that, you come up with The Rock, and then from that, you come up with this version of the New Day, which they're still positive and high on themselves with a lot of self-esteem, and they bring you along for the ride, and you think you're in on the joke, and then they still make fun of you.
New Day is the best thing in wrestling right now. I think obviously Lesnar is a draw.
Yeah.
But the best thing if somebody wants to watch wrestling and you tell them They want to know about wrestling right away. The first thing you're teaching them is about the New Day. Also, want to talk about before we wrap up the show here. No interview this week, but next few weeks we're going to have some interviews for you. AIW, let's get the plug in for them, AIWrestling.com. They have Faith No More here in Cleveland on September 11th, and Hardcore Holly will be the featured act going against Nick Gage. A lot of great matches on tap for that one. Frankie Flynn, I think, will be in action too.
I can't wait.
Can't wait either. We'll see what happens.
He's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I might take the whole day off work just so I can be sure to get there early.
Frankie Flynn will be on the show. He will be on the show. I don't know when, but I will give him access to being on the show.
We're going to duet.
No, we're not going to duet.
You're not. Me and Frankie might.
Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. Both these guys AIW alum.
This is what a match, always. Here's what you have in WWE right now. You have a bunch of crappy matches with storylines that make 0 sense. Or you just have storylines that make 0 sense and there's no wrestling with them. So what they did is, you know what? This Cesaro Kevin Owens stuff is really good. Let's just keep throwing them out there so that you at least have a really good match. Maybe you don't have any great storylines, but at least you're getting excellent wrestling somewhere.
Yeah, there's no storyline behind this. Nobody cares other than him having a great match.
You're in that moment though.
These guys have wrestled for years, but other than that, you really don't have any kind of build for this. And hey, I don't mind the matches, but geez, wrestling is not just about having great matches, but the storyline is about the story behind these two guys. Why are they fighting? And Owens is over with the crowd. They like him. Some hate him. Cesaro, everybody loves Cesaro. And I like how Owens, does where's the Cesaro section this week? I'm putting down the Cesaro section. But why would Owens be jealous of Cesaro's section when Owens has his own?
I think eventually what a lot of great matches like this do, though, is it builds a natural feud and rivalry. It's not forced upon you. Because we've watched them put on so many excellent matches and you're willing to tune in all the time, it becomes its own rivalry. Because now you can look back and be like, oh my God, there were so many great moments, so many great spots. This is always going to be a competitive thing.
But you have great matches though, but I don't care.
But what's your great moment in a Sheamus Randy Orton rivalry?
But there is no build up for that one either.
But I mean that's my point. At least you can look at an Owens Cesaro match and be like, oh my God, these guys, they just go balls to the wall.
But they can't do that forever. They has to have.
No,
some
and I
kind
understand
of
that, but I think this helps. I guess down the road.
But
because you're going to come back to this a year from now, 2 years from now.
But you shouldn't be down the road. These guys are established anyway. It's not like you're just testing the waters. Have something for them now. Why do we have to wait for that big? We can go back to it 2-3 times. I don't mind that, but why not have something for them now to where it's bona fide? These two are rivals, not just have them going to have great matches. I want a story. I want some kind of drama between these two.
I do too, but I just feel like the writing's not capable of it.
Well,
so course, I'm okay
for anything.
Having great matches
for
in the
anything.
meantime.
Other things really quick before we wrap up. The Wyatt family has his new member. Looks like the guy from Game of Thrones.
He's massive.
He's a big dude, man.
He's huge.
And he
reminds me of Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, but
it reminds me of the guy from Game of Thrones, Jon Snow's buddy.
Oh.
If you see a photo, you'll know. But I was wondering, why is his first match against Dean Ambrose? Why not have him look good versus jobbers? Have him go against Zack Ryder.
Because he looks even scarier against a guy like Dean Ambrose.
And they booked it perfectly because when Reigns got involved, I'm like, okay, they're going to beat down this new guy, make him look bad, have Ambrose Reigns on top.
2 weeks in a row now, he's made them pass out. He did it on SmackDown too.
Yeah, and I like the way they're booking this new guy, big, tough, strong, and I love how they're putting down Reigns. And I finally figured out, last episode we talked about Reigns a lot and why fans don't like him. I think I finally realized why. It's not because of the moves per se, but I think his in-ring ability is not very good. When you look at Dean Ambrose, if you watch a Dean Ambrose match, it seems like he's going balls to the wall. Like this is his last match ever. Like he's extreme, he's pumped,
Sure.
energetic. But then you have, Roman Reigns come in, and it just seems like he's going through the motions. Just like, okay, Superman punch, hoo-ah, spear, oh, okay, foot to the face. Like, it's not exciting. Ambrose, like, he's, other guys, Rollins is all over the place. Reigns comes out to the Shield music again.
That's Rollins' moveset, though.
But a lot of guys...
Because I could sit there and telegraph a Dean Ambrose match for you. I know he's going to bounce off. He's going to do the rebound off the rope.
But the thing is, though, is it makes you seem like it's his last match ever because the energy he has, putting in the time and the work in the match, it doesn't seem like he's going through the motions. With Reigns...
Yeah, some of that I think has to do with the fact that Ambrose isn't billed... He's not billed as the big power guy. If that makes sense.
Doesn't matter to be a big power guy.
He has to put forth the extra effort and go crazy and balls to the wall and pull out all the stops.
I don't think it's about going
because
extra
effort. He's an underdog.
But it's not extra effort if that's the way he is all the time. No matter if he's the underdog or the guy that's supposed to win the match, you get that excitement. You feed off of that, whether he's a good or whether he's bad or good guy. You feed off that. And with Reigns, he walks through the crowd. You know he's going to hit his Superman punch. Yeah. You know he's going to do that. But there's nothing spectacular about it. Like, there's nothing exciting about it. With Ambrose, he does a stupid reverb off the ropes. He does his dirty deeds. But, like, the whole aura of Dean Ambrose is completely different than Roman Reigns. It just seems like it's ho-hum.
Yeah, it's just different in general, I think.
And that's why I think fans are shitting on Roman because of that. His mic skills have improved. I give him that.
Yeah.
His in-ring work has improved, but I think he still is a mid-card guy.
He needs to have, like, the in-ring charisma,
right?
If you will.
Right. If you don't have that, you can't be a top main event guy. And look at Seth Rollins. Seth, when he was in the Shield, he was never that charismatic guy. He was never a guy that put on great promos. And he has improved because it was always Ambrose. We talked about Ambrose in the Shield.
Right.
Oh, great promos from Ambrose. He's going to be the main highlight guy. Or Reigns is going to be the guy because he's a big guy. But never talk about Rollins. He's champion, putting on great promos. He's entertaining. He's funny. People love to hate him, and they hate to love him. Like, it's kind of weird how everything has transpired since the Shield broke up because it's kind of got the opposite direction of what we thought it would be.
Yeah. I just want to touch on the Wyatt family because we do have a new person here.
Yeah.
The way they brought the third member in, I think, is genius because Strowman, I don't know how you want to say his name, but he's so huge and so massive. Anytime they bring a guy in like that solo, what do you get? A guy like the Big Show should probably never lose, and he does all the time. And we hear about how big he is, and he's gonna get beat because he's supposed to be unstoppable, but he's not. And then you have, I don't know. Give me a Greg Khali. There's a guy who should probably never get beat and just destroy everybody. And it just through the annals of time in WWE, that's what you look at. That's what happens. I don't remember the last time a massive person like this, because dude dwarfs Roman Reigns. He is huge.
Yeah. In
every aspect of the word. And they brought him in so smart in the way that he's part of the Wyatt family, so he's under somebody else's control. You know what I mean? And so that, and he's in a group setting, so if this guy is going to lose and he's going to get beat up, it's going to be by multiple people, and it's going to be believable. Or if he's going to have weaknesses, it's going to be believable. Look, this character has to have weaknesses. That's why he's under the influence of another person.
Right.
You're not going to expect him to, I guess, be as dominant.
Here is my question for you. Who should be the third man that Reigns and Ambrose hook up with?
I don't know. I was thinking
to make this the equal match.
I'm not. I mean, obviously, I want Seth Rollins in that, but that won't happen. I don't know. Probably Jon Stewart.
Come on. Who is it going to be?
I mean, they're lone wolves. We've been told that time and time again. I don't know who has an issue with the Wyatts as much as them. And I don't know that answer.
That's a good question. I mean, I don't, top of my head, don't know. Who you could bring in to even the score, but it's It have to be somebody. Somebody has to step up and be on their side.
The Big Show.
No.
Mark Henry. That's
Kane?
what's gonna
Kane? Kane comes back. Where's Kane?
be.
Where's J&J Security too? What happened to them?
I don't know. Everybody's gone now.
On vacation in Hawaii still?
There comes your run-ins for Night of Champions.
Yeah. Bring back J&J Security.
Kane.
Max Kane comes out.
Kane helps cost.
And then Kane
Rollins the
versus
match?
Sting, maybe down the road.
I don't know.
Kane versus Sting at Mania would be nice. Masked Kane, old school Kane versus Sting. I would watch that.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
Why?
Maybe.
Sorry if it's not Cesaro versus Owens.
No, but it's not as
Jeez.
good as it's just two older guys. It'd be tough for them to carry that. It's
Come
not
on.
as good as Kane. You're not gonna. It's not as much of a draw as Sting Undertaker, obviously.
Yeah.
Or even Sting Triple H. I don't know. That's a good question. So along with, what should Charlotte's Space Mountain be? Your homework, Twitterverse, for next week's This Is Awesome Wrestling show. Who should the third member be to join the two former members of the Shield against the Wyatt family? It's probably Eric Rowan.
Yeah. And your Space Mountain reference too. We gotta get that.
Why Eric Rowan?
Yeah, no, he's gonna be Wyatt. He's hurt.
Then you need a fourth one. Fourth member.
You need a third member. It's gonna be Vince McMahon. It was me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's CM Punk.
Against a huge guy?
That doesn't matter. It's CM Punk.
Maybe it's Brock Lesnar.
That'd be terrific. It'll be something. Randy Orton.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but you got him with Sheamus. I don't know, maybe.
Nah. Well, if they move Sheamus on, Orton's going to be a part-time schedule. No.
Probably Hulk Hogan.
Bring Hogan.
He's the only person who can overcome
Mr. America.
such darkness.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. All right. I see what you did there. All right. Follow us on Twitter at TIAWrestling.com.
I don't even know what I did there.
Oh, I
until
got you.
said that.
I knew exactly what you were doing there. TIA Wrestling on Twitter. Follow us. Partake in our conversations on our Twitter page. Website's coming soon. Also, AIWrestling.com is the website to check out indie wrestling here in Cleveland. If you're in the vicinity of Cleveland, great local indie promotion. Faith No More, September 11th. We will be there. Say hello if you see us. And look forward to seeing some AIW wrestling. It's been, we saw AIW at the Geek Fest.
Yeah, Battle of the Sexes.
It wasn't the same kind of feel like it is at,
We were idiots and didn't go
Montgomery.
to the Willoughby show, which was pretty similar to AIW. It was
Yeah.
basically AIW.
Yeah. So look forward to seeing you guys back out there.
It's going to be The
come
Rock.
Come up and say hello. We get a lot of tweets saying, oh, you guys are going to be out there. But they get too shy. Nobody comes up to us and says hello.
Yeah. The Rock. The Rock's going to join them.
That'd be great. I don't think John can afford The Rock.
No, I mean Ambrose and Reigns.
Oh, The Rock. Hey.
Sorry, it's back to that.
Yeah, they wouldn't mind that. All right, Steve, anything you want to do? Wrap it up? Anything you want to say?
No, I think this was great. Hashtag get John Thorne famous.
Yeah, it's pretty much it. We will talk to you guys next week. This is Awesome Wrestling Show.
Thank you, Chipotle.
Yes, thank you, Terry HH, for coming in studio.
Yeah, what a great guest. I wish I was here for that.
Great guy.
Did he call or did you actually see him?
He came in studio.
Wow.
Then he got a phone.
Was he sitting where I am?
Yeah, and then he got a phone call.
That's awesome.
Then someone called him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Listen back. You'll be all right. You'll be entertained.
Oh, man.
All right, we'll talk to you guys next week. This is Awesome Wrestling Show. CLEsound.com is the site. We'll talk to you guys next week. Enjoy. Welcome to an exclusive This is Awesome Wrestling Show interview, a sit-down interview with former WWE Hall of Famer Terry HH. Terry, we really appreciate you coming in studio for this interview. Oh, shit. As soon as you turned your head, you try not to laugh. And I start laughing. Because I'm thinking of what you're going to say.
I'll try to
Oh, shit.